Well, hello, my blurry self here. There we go. Not as blurry. How are you doing? Me? I'm doing okay. Just hanging out here on a Wednesday night. I don't normally stream on Wednesday night. Normally I take Wednesdays off, but we did some recording last night. So I'm going to do a little bit of laying that out here. So let's see what and yeah. What a there's some craziness going on here though. I can tell you that much. Right now, download footage. I know that's exciting as hell, right? Downloading footage is exciting. We did some fun filming last night. We actually filmed in my office. See there. All right, so we got this one and this one, and this one. Oh, so we will copy those. Move them over into our show folder. Don't worry, we'll get into some other craziness here in a minute. I just want to start this process. So this was van scene. Where we go? Jimmy. Footage. I think this was the footage, but I'll confirm that here in a minute. Here, let's paste that. Then we'll see what it is actually. So, yeah, still think that at one point we don't know if it was during COVID or what, but at some point we came to this like point of decision or whatever. And and like all of the different dimensions kind of split off from each other in different timelines. And the timeline that us, the people that are right now, all together, our portion of the universe ended up in a really goofy timeline where everything is just screwy. And because things just weird. I don't know how else to say it, really. Let me see if I will that tell me? Oh, that won't tell me. All right, let me just pull this. Oh, yep, 5D. All right, there we go. There's my card. Got them marked for that reason. So when I put them back in the cameras, I know exactly what camera they go in. So this will be my 60D card here. And another folder. We did the scene last night where Michael, or Jimmy, as he's known in the show, shows up at the store with the van. And pretty fun. Pretty fun shoot. We had a bunch of us there, so everybody got to hang out, got to see our friend Tommy actually made it into the show, which, you know, he was kind of reluctant to make it into the show, but he made it into the show. Oh, so yeah, Tommy's in the show now. Like, but I don't in the show. Tommy is my friend who is going to be an officer soon. Actually in the academy. So he's not official yet, so he can crazy show. Oh yeah, so we got my scene left, the scene I wrote for me, where Michael comes and picks up the van from me and I'm Wacky Earl at the motor pool. And that scene is nuts, I tell you what. That is a goofy ass scene. Probably the most goofiest scene in the whole show. But, you know, 60X footage. Hey, this was my handheld. Quite a bit of footage, it looks like. Oh yeah, I got some background footage. Let's see here. The office. So of course the hat there was not necessary. And then there's our TDR board. Our takedown request board. Of course, X has got the most because it's the most horrible to play. And oh, that's right. I didn't do much. There's it's fine. So okay, I just want you to pop your head in and do your lines.
All right. Right now?
Right now.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, I'll see you in a few. Hey, that was Jimmy. Sits down a few blocks away with the new surveillance van. Says come down to the lot if you want to see it.
Shouldn't he be pulling a surveillance van into the garage?
He said the lot.
That's it. That's his entire thing.
All right. Yeah. Awesome. See you in a few.
But
Hey, that was
with
Jimmy.
the sound.
Says a few blocks away with the new surveillance van. Says if you want to see it, come meet him in the lot.
Shouldn't he be taking a surveillance van into the garage?
He said the lot.
That's it. That's his acting debut right there. Here's Michael showing up in the van.
Action! Go for it.
Was there a mix-up at the motor pool? This is a loner, right?
How do you know? This is awesome, right?
It's supposed to be a surveillance van.
I know, it's perfect.
All right. Gotta check the other foot. See, hopefully the mic is a little better on this one. All right.
Okay, that's rolling. Come back over here. Back in your
Oh
place
yeah,
over
okay. I
here.
think this will be better.
Right here.
Motor pool? This is a loner, right?
How do you know? This is awesome, right?
It's supposed to be a surveillance van.
I know, it's perfect.
Okay, yeah. This audio's good.
What kind of operation are we running here?
Yeah, that works. Betcha this actually got it pretty good too.
The guy at the motor pool said we had to wear one.
Oh yeah,
What
look at
is
that.
this?
What? Oh,
Vest.
the guy at the motor pool.
That was the. All right, let's
And okay, let Wendy get by here.
And we can see out better.
This is not on me. Was not on me.
Sorry. Start from the top.
I know.
But make sure you're not having the screen.
You hear her?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Or incompetent.
hard. And then I just want you kind of just standing here. Yep, I just want you standing there, right there. All right. These
To do
guys
what you
arguing.
used to do before you started getting CIs killed and blowing up chickens. I need you and Mr. January here to get some cases.
We are working from a deficit here. Look, I have never seen a group more incompetent at the most basic functions of a government agency. These people can't even do stuff that's actually good enough for government work.
Listen, you can get to work or you will crash and burn. You choose. This conversation is over.
Good job by those guys. That was freaking awesome. Close that. But I think that's all the got down. So we'll lay that out here in a little bit. I gotta open up the down to. But okay, so tonight, what I saw this case, you saw my thing at the beginning here was the case. I called it the strangest case or what. Give me a second. All right, so we'll look at a very goofy civil trial starting in Washington State. So that's what I was going to talk about because it is goofy. And I don't know. Let's see if we got an update today. So let's see. I'll give you the background of it, though. Okay, so y'all remember a couple of years ago the Chaz Chop, whatever you want to call it, craziness that happened in Seattle, right? We had riots and we had an autonomous zone and they took over a police precinct like this. So they threw projectiles at the police. So this was it. This was the occupation right here. They took over a section of Seattle. Right? And if I took over a whole section of Seattle. And then they decided to go out onto I-5 and protest one night. And during that protest, somebody decided that they did not like them out on the freeway and decided to run over them. And this young lady who was protesting, let's see, we got this right here. Summer Taylor was out protesting on I-5 and was run over and ended up deceased by being run over while protesting on I-5. A member of the Chaz Chop Autonomous Zone that barred police from being anywhere near there. So her family has sued state of Washington. Taylor's family is suing the state on claims that Washington State Patrol didn't do enough to prevent the tragedy. Despite it being illegal to protest on highways, they didn't do enough to protect them. So this is from Katie Davis Court. She is following the trial. So the suit also alleges Seattle PD failed to protect the violent rioters from harm. So it's Seattle PD's fault not protecting people, but they'd thrown them out of the area, overwhelmed them, threw fire bombs at them, and created an autonomous zone that they couldn't come into. Complaints state that despite protesters assaulting police, launching explosive devices at officers, torching police vehicles, vandalizing businesses, and overthrowing the precinct, Seattle PD allegedly had the duty to protect and serve the violent criminals attacking them. Like I said earlier, we ended up having some significant event that split off our split us off into like multiple universes. And in this universe that we all ended up in, everybody is nuts. It's got to be. Seattle police were not welcomed in these protests. Anti-Fall militants created armed checkpoints at the Chaz, banned police community members from entering the 6-block radius situated in one of Seattle's most prominent areas. On July 4th, 2020, Summer Taylor participated in an anti-police protest on I-5 alongside Antifa and BLM near downtown Seattle. Vehicle driven by DeWitt Khalid, 30, sped through the group of protesters, striking and killing Taylor and injuring another. An investigator revealed Khalid encountered a roadblock when he attempted to enter I-5. So they were trying to stop. He encountered a roadblock from police. The police tried to protect these people. Then drove his vehicle up the off-ramp, going the wrong way, and he flipped his vehicle around and started driving toward the protesters traveling south on I-5 and hitting them. Khalid pleaded guilty last year to vehicular homicide, aggravated vehicular homicide, and reckless driving, and is spending the next 6.5 years in prison. However, attorneys for Taylor's family argues in the complaint that Washington State Patrol didn't do enough to secure the highway for the protesters. They claim authorities should have done more to protect the group that illegally went onto the highway. Hey, Patty. So it's up to, if you are a protester and you are going to take over a highway, you're going to take over I-5, one of the busiest highways in North America. You're going to shut down I-5 near Seattle in a anti-police protest. It is expected that the police do everything in their power to protect you. And if not, and you end up getting hit by a car on the highway that you're standing on protesting, then your family can sue the state of Washington. This is another thing here. One of their arguments in the complaint. Plaintiffs alleged the protesters were under the impression that they were allowed to access highways due to pro-BLM protest rhetoric from Governor Inslee and ex-Mayor Jenny. attorneys for the state patrol and Seattle police. So they're suing the Washington State Patrol, and they're suing the Seattle Police Department. And the attorneys for the state patrol and SPD claim Taylor broke the law, and they are not at fault. But of course, they're not suing the governor or ex-mayor because, I don't know. Well, let's see. I hadn't had a chance today to look and see. Yep, there's no updates here. And yeah, so no updates as far as the case, how it went today. Let's see if there's anybody else covering this. I mean, how? Oh my God. I don't even. Yeah, I'm not seeing any updates. Let's see. It just says the civil trial begins. One second. Taylor versus Washington State Patrol, maybe. Yeah, it's not really saying what's going on in the case, so I'll have to get some more. But what in what world should if this makes zero sense. This makes absolutely no freaking sense. That these people are going to be able to sue the police for not protecting them, even though they do stuff like this to the police. They do this. I mean, this guy tried to hit him in the head with a bat. He just tried to hit the cop with a bat in the head. Right there. Look. That dude just took a bat right here. Look at this. Look at this swing. Oh my Lord. Now, so he's mostly using his arms. I mean, you're getting whacked in the back of the head with a baseball bat. But, he's not really. Tell the dude never played sports, so. But look at that. That's what they went through. That's the shit they went through, only to be sued because they weren't protecting the people beating them with baseball bats enough. I mean, they had armed guards on their Chaz thing. And yet they're getting, make it make sense. It makes no sense. It absolutely makes no freaking sense at all. Probably YouTube probably didn't want me to show that. So then this was an interesting thing today too. What was kind of neat that X had filed a suit against the state of California and a new law that requires the state. A lawsuit brought by X Corp, the Ninth Circuit rules that California's law requiring large social media companies to submit reports to the AG about their content moderation policies and practices likely violates the First Amendment. So the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals is one of the most overruled circuits, and they're usually considered like the most liberal, the most anti-constitution, the most anti-free speech. Like a lot of their rulings are completely anti-constitution. But this one, it seems they actually agreed. So if the Ninth Circuit is agreeing that something violates the First Amendment, violates the Constitution, you probably have a good case. In fact, they kicked it back to the panel. The local panel had said that it didn't violate. They didn't think it would violate the First Amendment, and that the law was good. And so they appealed it up to the Ninth Circuit, and the Ninth Circuit said, yeah, this probably breaks the First Amendment. So sorry, I had to do something real quick there. So yay, X getting the Ninth Circuit to agree something probably violates the Constitution. That is quite the feat. All right, so thinking I was gonna kind of go through this this court case with the folks in Seattle and the crazy Chaz thing, and then this afternoon, well, this morning we had the whole thing in Georgia. Another tragic school shooting in Georgia, which makes no. I don't even know where to start on those. I guess from what I'm reading, the FBI actually investigated this person like last year and was determined not to be a threat. And we see how that turned out. But just being a threat is what? I mean, it's still such a, I don't know, it's a slippery slope as we start getting into allowing the FBI to determine who's a threat and who isn't. Obviously, they're not the best judges of that sometimes, if we've come to find out. And people still do have their constitutional rights to do things. They have a constitutional right. Now, you don't have a constitutional right to make threats, but it sounded like from what I read, they didn't have enough information to really hold this person. What resources? I mean, we don't have enough resources to hail everybody that they think is a threat in order to, so I don't know. It is interesting. So weird. I've never seen this. Oh, I know. I hid myself. I guess is a community post from X News, and the person that posted it is a moderator. something I haven't really that. I'll go ahead and give Paul a follow, but yeah, X News is a community for discussing X. Oh, okay, so this is a community. Yeah, I've never really dug into X communities, so might have to do that. Make it a little more interesting around there. Around the old X. It's I mean, it's the most I mean, it's the Wild West. You really got to parse through the information that's on there. I hate the term misinformation, but God bless America, there's a lot of it on there. Oh my God. But then you get stuff like this, which this dude is just driving down the highway and his post even says stuff out. Wrong way driver in Gardner. Today around 2:30 p.m. I was on Route 2 westbound in Gardner when I was nearly struck by a wrong way driver. And there he is, just going the wrong way down the damn highway. Good thing that man's paying attention. Anyway. All right. So we have the crazy news this morning. We have another school incident. And this afternoon, we find out that the the DOJ has indicted. Now we're 60 days out from an election, right? From the presidential election. And the DOJ has indicted a couple of Russian folks. We have, let me just flip. RT, formerly known as Russian Today. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's September, October, November. We're like 60 days out, maybe a little more. But we're 60 days out from this damn election. We're 2 months away from this damn election. But, so they have indicted, and I don't even know, I'm not, Kostiantin Kalishnikov. Oh, Kalishnikov. Okay. I know Kalishnikov. I don't know Kostiantin. Elena. I can say Elena. Afansvig. Nope. Can't say that. So we're going to call her Elena and Kostya. Kostya and Elena get indicted for being part of Russia Today in response. So basically, they were kicked out of the United States, Canada, United Kingdom after the invasion of Ukraine. So then they decided to go and create an entire empire of covert projects. And they have spent nearly $10 million laundered through a network of foreign shell entities to covertly fund and direct Company One. Now, what's come out is Company One has Founder One and Founder Two. Let's see if I can. This is a company called Tenet. Tenet Company. Here's not the right one. All right, give me a second. So one of them is Lauren Chin, is one of the owners of Tenant. And they've basically said that Tenant was the front company for Russia Today. So her and her husband, okay, so was her and her husband. Dude says Lauren Chin is in big trouble. We'll see. According to DOJ, she and her husband worked with the Russian government to launder sanctions busting money into her media company, Tenet, to promote Moscow's interest in the U.S. I know. Oh, I know. I can't believe it's already. I mean, it's September. It's cold. It's getting cold outside. I walked out today and I'm like, it's cold out here. So, and here is, and so A.G. Hamilton. I like this guy. He's pretty straightforward here. The indictment alleges the founders of the company, Lauren Chin and her husband, intentionally deceived the influencers mentioned below. So these are some big people. So what they did is they took this money, this like $10 million from the Russian government, and put it into their company, Tenant. And then they paid other influencers to either create content or they licensed content. And two of these creators, so three of them, the three that they're talking about, and I think there's three of them mentioned in the. Go back and we look at the indictment. We have founder 1 and founder 2. And then we have commenter 1 and commenter 2. And there's actually a third person that's been mentioned into this. So Lauren went to, and the first two, the two big ones that they're talking about are Tim Pool. And the even bigger one they're talking about is Dave Rubin. Like one of the biggest podcast, he's got one of the biggest podcasts out there. Well, let's see. So Tim Pool on YouTube. Tim Pool's got 1.37 million subscribers on YouTube. Dave Rubin has got 2.4 million subscribers on YouTube. And so both of them get huge viewings. They get huge, numbers of people watching their damn shows. So the complaint is that Lauren Chin, who actually is, she's got quite a following on X. Let's see her on X. She has got 580,000 followers. So, pretty big account. Let's see what Timcast has on here. So Tim has, he's got 2.1 million followers on here. And then Ruben on X has 1.5. So actually on X, Tim Pool's got more than Dave Rubin. Interesting. So the DOJ close to the election, comes out and says these people are, I mean, they're basically accusing them of being Russian assets. I mean, there's no two ways about it. They're saying that they took money from the Russian government. So what they did is they created this. They said, okay, so the Lauren Chin goes to these guys. And then so the third person is a guy named Benny Johnson. Benny Johnson does YouTube videos as well. And here he is. He's got 2.7 million followers on X. So that's quite a substantial following there. And Benny Johnson on, and these guys go on their, he's got 2.3. Wow. He's pretty huge on YouTube too. I didn't realize he had 2.39 million subscribers on YouTube. Shit, he's probably got more than Tim Pool. $1.3 for Timcast, and then wow. So yeah, crazy. $1.3, where Benny's got 2.7. That's nuts. I had no idea. So, large accounts here. And so what they said was, this tenant company went to them and said, I've got this investor that wants to license some of your stuff for our media company tenant. And they created this person called Edward Gregorian, who was a private investor. And if we look down here in the indictment, they actually created a profile. So on or about May 4th, 2023, Persona 1 emailed Founder 1 the CV to provide to Commentator 1. So Commentator 1 said, on or about April 21st and again on about April 24th, Founder 1 performed Google searches for Edward Gregorian and for Bank 1 Edward Gregorian, as in or about August 2024. Neither Google search returned any results for that name. So this is supposedly a billionaire who has no presence whatsoever. So they email a CV about Mr. Gregorian. This is him. It's all fake. Experienced finance professional and investor, deeply engaged in business and philanthropy, leveraging skills and resources to drive positive impact. His master's degree, he's a financial account consultant in Belgium. All this just BS, basically. Supposedly he's got positions at Bank 1 in Brussels in France. So he's a, independently wealthy billionaire. And so he's started this media company with Lauren Chin and her husband. And they've licensed this content. And so I guess they scheduled a Zoom meeting even with him. Ooh. So they basically, Commentator 1's contract between Commentator's production company and Company 1 provided for 4 weekly videos. So this was the Benny Johnson one. This is what is out there now. This is the Benny Johnson one. Contract was 4 weekly videos. Okay, so 4 videos a week to be hosted by Commentator 1, live streamed US Company 1, which was tenant, in exchange for a monthly fee of $400,000 a month. So $100,000, no, 4 videos a week. So that's 16 a month. So that's still, holy schnockers. You're going to give them $400,000 a month and $100,000 signing bonus to do like a few minute video. And then for Tim Pool, they gave $100,000 per video. God bless America. Oh, okay. So somebody came to me and said, "Hey, I want to license your show that you're doing and I want you to create more episodes. And I'll give you you think you could do it for $100,000 per episode?" I would be like, hell yes, give me the money. So I don't know. I mean, that's a tough call right there. But it's easy to point and say, yeah, these guys should have known this and blah blah blah. But I mean, I don't know. Sometimes you trust people, right? So tough call. So Commentators 2 contract, which was between Commentator 2 production company in exchange for a fee of $100,000 for video. Commentators 2 production company granted Company 1, which was tenant and non-exclusive, non-transfer license during the applicable license term to display, transmit, distribute licensed content. In or about mid-February. Mid-2023, Founder 1 worked to recruit Commentator 1 and Commentator 2 to perform work on behalf of Edward Gregorian. And Founder 1 began negotiating expanded role for Founder 1, Founder 2 in the U.S. company. And they're developing enterprise. So I'm still not clear. I haven't read this yet. So I'm still not clear who they're actually charging with what, whether they're charging Kalishnikov and Afanasieva. Yeah, I can't even pronounce it. Not going to try anymore. So, on or about May 31st, Kalishnikov created a private Discord server. Ooh, there's that Discord place. There's Discord place. Now, just to get a little sidetrack here, let's talk about Discord for a minute. Recently, we talked about the Telegram guy getting stopped in France. I don't know if Discord is like cooperating with the feds or not, but this is another one that it just seems like there is a chance for a whole lot of stupid shit to go on Discord, not gonna lie. Like, I mean, you can just create a server and then invite whoever you want into it, and you can direct message other people. I mean, it's great. I use it all the time. The voice channels are great. Sharing video channels are great on it, but I don't know. There's ways that this, I'm sure it's getting used for not so great purposes. So it looks like they created a Discord. June 21st, Founder 2 joined the Investor Discord channel. Describing Founder 1's role as mostly helping with the company's back end of things, while Founder 1 focuses on more forward-facing aspects. So I'm sure Lauren is Founder 1. Yes, they launched in the fall of 2023 with the 2 Russian people being part of the whole thing. So who are they charging? What are they charging? I mean, they've put this out here. Company 1 receives nearly $10 million from foreign shell entities. Founder 1 and Founder 2 profited from their unregistered services to Russia Today, RT. Starting in approximately August 2023, Founder 1, Founder 2 typically submitted 2 invoices each month to Persona 1 on the Investor Discord channel. Oh, they were using Discord for their actual business thing. Interesting. 1 invoice for Company 1's expenses, such as his payments to the commentators, and another invoice for Founder 1, Founder 2's own fees and commissions. Between in or about August 2023 and in or about June of 2024, Founder 1, Founder 2 invoiced UK Shell Entity 1 more than $9.3 million. Oh my God. For U.S. Company 1's expenses, which they asked to be paid to U.S. Company 1 bank account. Founder 1 and Founder 2 also invoiced UK Shell Entity 1 more than $760,000 for their own fees and commissions, some of which they asked to be paid to the Canadian Company 1's bank account in Canada, some of which they asked to be paid for the U.S. Company Bank 1. After they transmitted the monthly invoices to Persona 1, typically acknowledge receipt and confirm payment. Oh my God. U.S. Company 1 dispersed most of these funds to its contracted commentators, including approximately $8.7 million to the production companies of Commenter 1, Commenter 2, and Commenter 3 alone. So Commentator 3 is Mr. Rubin. U.S. Company 1 received its 30 inbound wire transfers from 7 foreign entities, none of which were U.S. Company 1's contract counterpart, UK Shell entity. So it looks like they got money from a bunch of different entities all around the world. Okay, so conspiracy to violate Foreign Agents Registration Act. So, I mean, how much? I mean, yes, it's. I mean, this is screwy, but what is actually illegal, right? What is illegal that anybody's done? They are not charging. So let's get that straight. They are not charging any of the commentators. And in fact, in here, and we'll look at their statements, because in here they say that, you know, they were duped. The commentators were not part of the conspiracy. They were duped into this. And we'll see that Tim's saying it was a show that he was already doing. He just licensed it to them so they can have it on their channel. So the count 1. So here's our statutory allegations. Here's our charges. Count 1 is conspiracy to violate the Foreign Agents Registration Act. So if you are going to do business in this country as a representative of another country, then you need to register as a foreign agent. This is one of the things they've got. Oh, now I can't think of his name. Damn it. Oh, Flynn. The shit they got Flynn on, right? Michael Flynn. They convicted him of this stuff. So I don't know. So, from at least in or about December 2022 through at least or in about September 2024 in the Southern District of New York, Russia, and elsewhere, Kostya and Lena, the defendants, and others known and unknown, knowingly or intentionally, did combine, conspire, confederate, and agree together and with each other to commit an offense under the United States, to wit, knowingly and willfully act, cause the U.S. Company 1, Founder 1, and Founder 2 to act as agents of foreign principals without registering. Ooh. Commit an offense to wit, to knowingly and willfully act and cause U.S. Company 1, Founder, and Founder 2 to act as agents of foreign principals without registering with the Attorney General. It was a part and an object of the conspiracy that Kostya and Lena, defendants and others known or unknown, would and did knowingly, willfully act to cause the U.S. Company 1, Founder 1, and Founder 2 to act as agents as a foreign country. So they're charging the charges are to people outside of the United States. This is the other thing about this. 2 months from the election, 2 months away from the election, and they've charged 2 people outside of the United States that they cannot bring to trial with failing to register as an agent. Furtherance of the conspiracy to effect the legal objective thereof. Kostya and Lena, the defendants, and others known and unknown committed the following acts. And are about 2023, Kostya added Lena to the U.S. Company 1 Discord server. Okay. Didn't know that was illegal to add somebody to a Discord server, but okay. Okay, so all right, so they didn't register as foreign agents. Count 2, conspiracy to commit money laundering. Allegations contained in paragraph 1 through 44 of this indictment are incorporated through as fully set forth herein from at least in or about December 2022 through at least or about September 2024 in the Southern District of New York, Russia, and elsewhere. Kostya and Lena, the defendants, and others known and unknown, willfully and knowingly combined, conspired, federated, agreed together with each other to commit money laundering in violation of Title 18. So they're not charging the Founder 1 and Founder 2, which is Lauren Chin and her husband. They're not indicting them. They're still just indicting Kostya and Lena, 2 people that they can't bring to trial. We have we definitely don't have an extradition agreement with the Russia. And so they're charged with money laundering. So basically, because they set up the shell companies and they didn't say exactly where the money was coming from, and it came from Russia, and they were felony violations of the Foreign Agents Registration Act. As a result of committing the offense alleged in count 1 of this indictment, Kostya and Lena, the defendants, shall forfeit to the United States all these blah, 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 any and all property, real and personal, that constitutes or is derived from proceeds traceable to the commission of said offense, including but not limited to a sum of money in the United States currently representing the amount of proceeds traceable to the commission of said offense. Oh, so they want to pay back that $10 million. Substitute asset provision. If any of the above described forfeitable property as a result of act or omission of the defendants cannot be located upon the exercise of due diligence, have been transferred or sold or deposited with a third person, has been placed beyond the jurisdiction of the court, has substantially diminished in value, or has been commingled with other property which cannot be subdivided without difficulty, is the intent of the United States pursuant to Title 21, Title 28 to seek forfeiture of any other property of the defendants up to the. So we're still left with this. They're not charging the 2 people that we know They're not saying that they're going to take money from the commentator 1 or commentator 2 or commentator 3 or founder 1 or founder 2. They're just going to file these charges against 2 Russian people that they can't bring to justice at all. Why would they do this? Why would you file these charges against Russian people? You don't file charges against anyone here in the States, but yet you release who it actually is because, in this thing, they say it's, commenter 1, commenter 2, commenter 3, founder 1, founder 2, but we all know who they are, right? We get to find out who they are immediately. And all they do is just charge these people without being able to actually bring them to court. And we're supposed to it's all a game. We play this game, and now the media, I mean, it's going to blow up in the media. It already has. It's already blown up online. But in the media tomorrow, this will be huge. Right? And this will be a story of more Russia stuff, more Russia is meddling in our elections. Oh, it's basically it's a media play. It's a play to get media about this. Again, like I said, 60 days away from an election. It's going to get crazier, folks. We're not even close to being done. So this is Dave Rubin. His statement. Let's go ahead and blow this up a little bit so you can see a little more. So this is a quick statement that he's put out. I haven't seen anything else. I will go look. But statement on the DOJ indictment. These allegations clearly show that I and other commentators were the victims of this scheme. I knew absolutely nothing about any of this fraudulent activity, period. People of the internet was a silly show covering viral videos, which ended 4 months ago. So I guess with Dave Rubin, it was a show called People of the Internet that he did. So DOJ. So this is interesting right here, right? They've crafted this entire investigation and indictment and grand jury. The DOJ has never contacted me regarding this matter, and I have no intent to comment further. The screenshot directly from the indictment speaks for itself. Founder 1 and Founder 2 worked together to mask U.S. Company 1's true source of funding, RT, by falsely portraying Commenter 1, Commenter 2 that the U.S. Company was sponsored by a private investor named Edward Gregorian. So yeah, so Dave, this is Dave's Rubin's statement. I didn't know. I had no idea. And again, it was for, like he said, it was for something that he was for a show that it was for a separate show that he'd done, right? So he'd done a separate show. And all right, so let's look at Mr. Timcast. Tim's alt. But yeah, I mean, so here. This is already the narrative. Tim Pool, Timcast, outed as a Russian propagandist. Tim was being paid $100,000 a week by Tenet Media. No, he's paying $100,000 a video PM took millions in Kremlin cash as part of a scheme to create distributed content, U.S. audience with hidden Russian government messaging. Okay. Oh, I wasn't. Damn it. Tim Pool outed as a Russian propagandist. This, don't lie, Tim. You knew. Now, I will say this: I used to watch Timcast pretty much every single day. I liked a lot of his guests. I thought he, you know, but starting like this year, there was a couple things that just drove me away. One was his counterpart Ian drove me completely nuts because the guy is a base cadet. That's just, I mean, I guess he's comic relief or whatever. I don't know what you want to call Ian on that show, but it just, I mean, they'd be going along fine and he'd derail the show with some stupid comment and they'd start fighting over it, and I don't know if he's just done too much LSD in his life or what. But anyway, and then so there was, then funny is during the primary season, he had, he was completely all in on Trump and would just make stupid comments about the other people running for president, especially on the Republican side. So that, basically he had one goal. So I got tired of that. So I was subscribed to timcast.com. I was a subscriber. Pay $10 a month and I canceled that subscription. There were a couple of other subscriptions that I canceled at that time too. Another prominent person that I watched, Mug Club guy, and you find out that these people aren't just seems like, I mean, these people talk a really good game, right? They talk a good game about how they're, they're out there for everybody and they're looking out for you, but they're not. None of these people are. Nobody on in media, on TV, on the internet. None of these people are actually looking out for you. Hey, Michael. Don't go to API. Oh, okay. Are you thinking about going crazy? Oh, right. Yeah. Oh, that's true. They could put yes. What time's your appointment? Okay. You got coverage? You got coverage for the store? Okay. All right. Good luck, buddy. All right. What's that? Okay. All right, that's Michael. He's leaving for the night. But we're just in this weird time where we have all of this technology, we have all of this communications, we have I mean, I'm live right now on the internet. I am broadcasting out there to not very many people, but there's a few of us out there, and potentially I could be broadcasting to 5 people. I could be broadcasting to 500,000 people. I could be broadcasting to 5 million people. We have this power with us right now. Be live on the internet, to go live to a worldwide audience. Everybody has this power. And you know, a lot of people don't know it. A lot of people, I don't know. I could never do that. I don't know how to do it. There are people that would probably want to do it that don't know how to do it. And there are people that have no interest whatsoever in doing it. But everybody, if you have one of these, you have the power to go live to 1 million people or 20 million people or 300 million people. We have this power. But right now, we have a bunch of people who have their own agendas, it seems. And it's frustrating. Frustrating to follow someone for so long and to listen to who they say they are, and then you find out who they really are, and you just keep getting disappointed in people. And, you know, again, my whole thing for starting this channel is the whole misinformation thing, right? But, you know, the more I go on, the more of that we see. And it's not just, you know, misinformation comes from everywhere. It comes from the government. It comes from the people online, comes from our, you know, our media companies. It comes at us constantly. And we really have to be diligent about double checking things if you can. And just realizing that, you know, you're not going to get everything straight all the time. I mean, you're just not. And so I don't know. I just want people to enjoy the show that I'm putting together. Of course, I got to get it done and get it out there. I'm really going to make, I've got to the point now I can make the trailer, and it's got to be the bangingest thing that I've ever made in my life, which is what I'm planning on doing, but we'll see. But anyway, and then you find out these, you know, stuff like this, where you get an indictment over 2 Russians, and I mean, this was made for media. That's what this indictment was made for. This was made so that a couple of really large broadcasters, content creators now have a cloud of suspicion over top of them, right? Benny Johnson, Tim Pool, Dave Rubin have a cloud of suspicion all over them. And yeah. Okay, so this is I want to give you Tim's statement. So he had a statement up, and then he corrected it. Now, what he said in his, so he had a statement up, he deleted it, and then he put another statement up. And the new statement, he corrected it because he didn't realize it was an official DOJ release. In his initial statement, he said it was a leaked document. So this was not a leaked document. It was a real document. So Tim's statement, my statement regarding allegations in the DOJ indictment. Should these allegations prove true, I, as well as the other personalities and commentators, were deceived and are victims. I cannot speak for anyone else at the company as to what they do or what they are instructed. Culture War Podcast. So that was the show that he licensed to them. He licensed the show he was doing called the Culture War Podcast. Culture War podcast was licensed by Tenet Media. It existed well before any license agreement with Tenet, and it will continue to exist after any such agreement expires. The only change with the agreement was that the location of the live broadcast moved to Tenet's YouTube channel. I and TCW, I'm assuming that's Timcast Media Company, never produced any content for Tenet Media. Never at any point did anyone other than I have full editorial control of the show, and the contents of the show are often apolitical. Examples include discussing spirituality, dating, and video games. It's true. From what I've seen of the show, like I said, I don't watch much anymore of Tim, but the show is produced in its entirety by our local team without input from anyone external to the company. TCW is a separate company not associated with timcast.com or other properties. It exists solely for the production of the Culture War podcast. Okay, so TCW, the Culture War, so that is the company. That being said, we still don't know what is true, as these are only allegations. Very true, too. Putin is a scumbag. Russia sucks donkey balls. All right. And to the journalists who wish to jump the gun, create their own narrative, or lie about what is currently going on, you can eat my Irish ass. That is Tim's statement. I kind of like it. I mean, not going to lie. I kind of like the statement. He definitely puts it out there. So, you know, and of course, here's the comments. Now, this is where you get into the comments. So, anyone can say anything. So, like, you got this person. Show us the communication between your organization and Tenet Media reps. We need to verify this. Well, no, you don't. No, he doesn't. You know, he owes you a statement. You can believe it or not. You can move on or not. You know. So everybody's going to jump on the thing and say, you know, you're a horrible Russian propagandist. And okay, so let's see. What did Benny Johnson say? Let's see if Benny has a statement. If Lauren Chen has a statement. Benny Johnson. Trump stuff. We have stuff all 5 hours ago. Okay, here we go. A statement. The leaked DOJ indictment today. This is Benny Johnson's statement. A year ago, a media startup pitched my company to provide content as an independent contractor. Our lawyers negotiated a standard arm's length deal, which was later terminated. We are distributed by the allegations. We are disturbed by the allegations in today's indictment, which make clear that myself and other influencers were victims in this alleged scheme. My lawyers will handle anyone who states or suggests otherwise. So he's getting even more aggressive. He's saying, I was duped. If you come out and claim that I wasn't duped, then you're going to hear from my lawyers. And we'll see about that. We have gotten to a point too where everything is the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial. I think got everybody thinking that I'm just going to sue you for defamation, right? Because that's all you hear now is, I mean, it's actually hilarious to watch some of the people that were in the Karen Reed back and forth, the anti-Karen Reeds and the free Karen Reed people go back and forth, and they're always going to sue each other for for defamation. And, you know, you got the well, so, I mean, it's all over the damn place. It's always, you know, and you get, you know, the Ricada Montegraph stuff from way back. I still don't even know what happened to that. There's another thing that, you know, followed I mean, the Ricada, and I know I've talked about this. I've said this before, but he was also a big influence on this whole thing. Um, part of the reason that I wrote the script that I wrote. Oh yeah, he's part of the reason of the script I wrote was that the stupid thing with the Michigan governor, where, you know, she was supposedly got kidnapped, and then a bunch of people have gotten completely just exonerated of that whole thing because it was mostly the FBI that set it up. He interviewed one of the guys that went through a jury trial and was acquitted in a jury trial. So the first two episodes of the show, not so much, but it does actually get into, you know, the in a really stupid, funny way, the government trying to get people to set each other up with to commit crimes. Hey, yeah, sounds like a funny comedy, doesn't it? But it actually is pretty hilarious. All right, so speaking of that, we're going to switch gears. I am going to go to the restroom, but I think we're going to watch. I'm going to turn on something that you guys can watch while I'm in the restroom. Kata has lost his damn mind. Absolutely. 100%. It's a shame. Bummer. The guy is hilarious. He's a brilliant broadcaster. He had people in the palm of his hand. And then I don't know if it was the addiction, if it was the drug. I don't know what caused it, if it was the money that changed him. But it really is a shame. It absolutely is a shame. All right, so we got some of the stuff I did last night, but I don't want to do that. How about we do Jody's interview? Oh. This is kind of like, this was when back, and you'll find this on our channel. We did like an introduction to the Bureau undermining misinformation, right? The bums. And so I wanted something, and I'm going to kind of integrate a little bit of these things into my trailer. But this is kind of an introduction to what the Bureau is, why it was created, and yeah, we had a little fun with this. So, and of course, it starts to download, and then what I get 0 speed to 0 bytes. Oh, pick it back up. We're at 3.1. Nope, we go back down to 0. I mean, come on, you're almost there. Only got 200 megabytes left. All right, well, let's move that off of here. We'll see when this gets up here. Oh, it's picking back. Yeah, well, it's picking back up. So yeah, what else? I mean, what's next? What's the next bomb to drop in this in these months coming up? because we're not even close to being done, folks. I mean, it's not even October, and you know that whole thing about October surprises. I don't know if it's OneDrive that does this or what, but sudden things just die. Maybe because I'm syncing other files. It's restart it. There we go. Ha ha, that was it. All I had to do is restart it. Okay, so turn this down a little bit. This is a 7-minute video, really. Wow. Okay, we are going to have a little video break. This was the interview from Miss Lucy, Jody, but Miss Lucy of the Bureau Undermining Misinformation. And so enjoy this, and I will be back in a few minutes. All right.
It's always one step forward, 2 steps back, but I won't let it get me down, 'cause I'm still...
Hello? The news wants to do an interview at 8 o'clock. Tonight? Well, I know we need all the good press that we can get, but... I thought they were on our side anyways. No, fine. Okay, I will get my computer up and the camera, have them email me the link. No, yes, of course, I understand. Go team. Okay. Bye.
But I'll keep waiting as long as I need for some good to come my way.
Thank you for coming in and doing this on such little notice, Lucy. There's been a push between our corporate folks and your agency for some more cooperation. Some of these get-to-know-you sessions seemed like the best strategy.
Sure, well, this does sound like a great way to get new information out about the agency and to calm some of those nerves, so hopefully we can do that.
Yes, hopefully. That is the goal, right? Okay, here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We are back with a special guest. We have someone here from that new government agency everyone is talking about. Hi there. Tell us a little about yourself in this new agency.
Thank you for having me. I'm Lucy Lloyd, the Regional Supervisor for the Bureau Undermining Misinformation, or as we like to call it, BOOM.
Wait, the Bureau Undermining Misinformation. So the initials would be BUM, right?
Yes, that's correct.
So that would technically be pronounced as bum, right?
Technically, yes, but we like the sound of boom, so we're going to call it BOOM.
Oh, okay.
BOOM is a newly formed government agency stood up to find, counter, and prosecute illegal and dangerous instances of misinformation or disinformation.
So we've gotten to the point where the government can see some usage of language and speech as illegal.
I don't like your tone. Maybe some of your work should be reviewed.
Okay, point taken. We might have gotten off on the wrong foot here, Miss Lloyd. Please tell us more about this exciting new agency.
We want people to be safe and protected from dangerous and false information that could be harmful to them. Your federal government is here to protect you from misinformation and disinformation. These are the biggest threats to our planet in the next 2 years. And that is not coming from me. That is coming directly from the WEF. Your federal government is here to keep you safe.
Okay, well, let me ask you, how do you find a balance between protecting people from the dangerous misinformation and a person's right to express themselves freely under the First Amendment?
That is a balancing act, yes. We have a very robust process to determine what is protected and what crosses the line of dangerous misinformation. While I can't go into details, the guidelines are developed by a panel of government experts, as well as a sophisticated AI processing system. We also keep an eye on those different groups just to make sure that their rhetoric doesn't turn from words into action.
Ooh, I understand. Okay, so like stakeouts, sting operations, things like that?
Well, again, although I can't get into the means and the methods, it can get pretty exciting at times. You know, it's not all just surfing social media and having things requested to be taken down.
Wait, what do you mean? Part of your function is to follow social media and request them to remove speech from their platforms?
Well, yes, sir, we live in a new day. And submitting what I call a TDR, a takedown request, to the different social media companies is just a part of life now. You know, after the events of the past few years, the government has discovered that if they don't get a handle on the egregious dissemination of M&D, the process of governing is going to become a lot harder. The social media companies have been so easy to work with. Spacebot and Instapic. The only one that has been kind of difficult is that company X, but we'll get them in the end. They always seem to come and fall in line.
M&D? You referenced M&D there.
Sorry, misinformation and disinformation. Yes, M&D. It's so prevalent we have to abbreviate it.
That's absolutely a government sounding thing there. Lucy, we'd like to thank you for coming in, taking the time today, explaining a little about this exciting new government agency that seems to have a lot of people talking, which may not be the best thing, actually. Would you have any parting words for our viewers?
I'd like to thank you for having me on today. You know, and I just want people to go on living their normal lives. Do the things you do and say the things you say. Some of it's kind of interesting, but most of yours boring AF. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I look forward to continuing this conversation with you. Thank you.
Hey.
Thank you, Miss Lloyd. That was absolutely
And of
frightening.
course the wine.
Okay, folks. Well, next up is a story about a
And of course
shark, a hammer, and a baseball, and how they all fit together, coming up right after this commercial break.
That was Benji actually gave me the idea of the, oh, there we go. Starring Jody. Thanks for made season 0, scene 1, scene -1, because they were not really scenes. They were just kind of introduction things. But we still got to get the damn thing finished. Anyway. All right. That was kind of fun. And it gave me a moment to take a break. So, got an hour, 3. You know what? I think I'm going to call it good for tonight. I'm going to go get some food. I'm going to go home. Tomorrow, we will do the tomorrow we will take the footage that we shot last night and we will put it up into, oh God, that glad that Control Z works. File Explorer. So we will take what we did last night. copied it over. You guys watched me. You guys watched me copy it over. Okay, well, I'm glad I checked it before I left. Maybe I know I copied it over. God. What's uploading? Upload. Okay, so I could have swore I copied that over. I know I plugged in. The card. No, I looked in the folder. So weird, people. That is so weird. Yeah, because I went like this, and oh, you know what? We looked at the footage, but we didn't actually copy it over. You know, I'm crazy, I guess. That's right. I played a couple little pieces of it, and oh, yep, you know what I did? I went and I played a couple pieces, and then I went to check the audio. I went to check the audio from the other cameras, and I never actually did the function I wanted to do, which was copy and paste my footage over into my folder. So tomorrow, so it'll be finish the upload tomorrow. I'm not going to sit here and wait for how many ever gigs this is, plus the 5. I got 10 gigs remaining on stuff that I started uploading. Now we'll have another, God knows how many gigs this is. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, it's only another 6 gigs, so 16 gigs. But like I said, it's been an hour and a half, and they still haven't uploaded all. So yeah. But yeah, it was a good shoot last night. Had a lot of fun. Basically, these 2 cameras. You're just going to pop your head in the door. And perfect. 1 camera. I bet you this one's super. I hope. 6 minutes. Okay, yep.
Okay, so I get to share a desk with
Special case. Okay. Agent Walker, great to see you. How are you settling in?
Oh, great. I'm crammed into a tiny room in the basement. I get to share a desk with Walmart Andre the Giant. What is...
Oh. We got that camera. We got this camera.
The quiet.
Jamie. Okay, yeah. Rock and roll. Action.
Agent Walker.
So let's talk about that. So Jamie can't, she has to hear the word action. It's so funny. She has to hear me say action. And I caught this stuff, like when we were out in Wasilla filming. And so she has got to hear that word action. So, because I was bad about not saying action. I would say something else, and then she wouldn't start, and then I'd be like, "Oh yeah, action." And I didn't get my clicker out. I should have got my clacker out but these scenes were really easy, so I know.
Trying to make the actors good.
Yeah,
I'll be able to figure it out. But yeah.
Oh, right.
You can have your notes though.
That's kind of
Hide the
okay.
the script. So she got the script right there. You can't really see it. Yeah, because see, I said rock and roll, and then I said action right after that. And then she gives me the smile.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Rock and roll.
Freaking awesome.
Action.
Agent Walker, great to see you. How are you settling in?
Oh, great. I'm crammed into a tiny room in the basement. I get to share a desk with Walmart Andre the Giant. What is the deal with that dude, anyway?
Jimmy.
Jimmy. Yes.
I fucked it up already. I'm sorry.
Oh, man. Love it.
One day.
That's in focus too, right there. This was a little soft on my focus here.
And he hasn't been the same.
That's a little soft on the focus, but did it a couple times. I moved the camera around, refocused.
That's it, right?
That's really hard. That's really sharp.
Yes, they do, Walker.
Like the blur in the background. That looks really good.
Here.
Jimmy. Yeah. Special case. I've been looking into his file. He was front and center on that thing in January, and he hasn't been the same since. They sent him here.
Wow, they send all the rejects here, don't they?
Yes, they do, Walker. Although I don't plan on being here very long. Yes, they do, Walker. I'm here.
Wow.
Day in January. Jimmy. Yeah, I've been looking at
That one day in January.
Special case. He was front and center on that one day in January. He hasn't been the same since. They sent him here.
Wow. They send all the rejects here, huh?
Yes, they do, Walker. Although I don't plan on being here very long. Not so sure about you, though.
Okay, that's it. Short scene. It'll all be clear later. All right. Now I'm really gonna get out of here. So, all right. Tomorrow night, we'll do some more. We'll see what kind of craziness happens tomorrow. God only knows. There's some other things I wanted to talk about tonight too, so maybe we'll get into a little bit of that tomorrow. We'll do some editing. There was a video game that had the shortest run of any video game in history. I think we'll talk about this. This is like the biggest video game flop since a game that I remember from my youth that was absolutely stupid. But when I was a kid, there was a game called E.T., the Extraterrestrial, on the Atari 2600. The worst video game ever made. It's still the worst video game ever made. But there's another video game out there now that's pretty close to beating it for being the worst video game ever. So we'll take a look at that tomorrow. We will lay out our footage. We will look at some other stuff, and we'll continue to have a good time. So, all right, everybody have a lovely evening, lovely night. Have fun, and I shall see you later.